Hello everyone, welcome to the Tim Booker channel. I wish you all a pleasant listening experience. Today, I'm going to decipher a book called The Long Tail. Have you noticed a phenomenon where online shopping has become increasingly convenient these days, especially on e-commerce platforms? A prime example is eBay. It provides a platform where sellers can create their own product listings, manage warehousing and logistics independently. eBay offers search and recommendation mechanisms that enable buyers to find the products they desire. Whether you're looking for trendy clothing, everyday essentials, vintage obscure books, remote agricultural products, or even rarely used drones, you can find them on this platform. There's a popular question on Q&A websites with over 6 million views: what magical things are sold on eBay? The answers are truly diverse, ranging from an aged orange to giant transformer equipment, and even a toad from the UK, among others. It's truly eye-opening. In an era dominated by supermarkets as the primary retail entities, such a scenario was unimaginable. So, why did the retail industry undergo this transformation? To answer this question, we need to dive into this book. This book is an upgraded and expanded version of the author's original edition. It received widespread acclaim from the moment the first edition was released. The new edition has been named the best-selling book of the year by media outlets such as the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. It's also Amazon's #1 bestseller in its annual rankings. Numerous business luminaries and media organizations have given it high praise. Google CEO Eric Schmidt believes that if you want to see the future of the business world clearly, you should read this outstanding and timely work. The author of this book, Chris Anderson, formerly served as the editor-in-chief of the renowned American economic magazine, Wired. He has closely monitored changes in the business world, especially the shifts in business models brought about by the rise of the internet economy, and has introduced and expounded upon the concept of the long tail theory. This book, The Long Tail 2.0, provides an in-depth and comprehensive explanation of the long tail theory. Alright, next, we will discuss the main contents of this book through 3 key questions. First, what is the long tail theory, and what are its characteristics in the context of the long tail economy? Second, how does the long tail theory play a role in today's economy? And third, how is the long tail theory applied to marketing? First, let's examine the first question, the concept and characteristics of the long tail theory. We can explain the long tail theory by plotting a Cartesian coordinate system. In this coordinate system, the horizontal axis represents the popularity of products, with products closer to the origin being more popular. The vertical axis represents product sales volume. We can observe that, due to the larger sales volumes of more popular products, the curve on the left starts from the top of the vertical axis. As sales volumes decrease, the curve extends downward. The area enclosed by the sharp drop in the curve forms a significant head. However, what's interesting is that the curve doesn't quickly drop to zero. Instead, after reaching a certain point, it forms a gentle slope. This is because products that are not very popular still have sales, even if their sales are as low as just 1 unit. They continue to appear on the coordinate system. This curve, close to the horizontal axis, is very long and looks like a long tail trailing behind a massive head. That's the origin of the term long tail. Let's take an example. The author conducted a study on the download counts of a U.S. online music service. Among the 1.5 million songs offered by the music service, the most popular song had 180,000 downloads, with counts gradually decreasing. The download count for the 5,000th ranked song fell to below 20,000. We can consider this as the enormous head. As we go further down the rankings, download counts continue to decrease. The 25,000th ranked song had 680 downloads, and the 100,000th ranked song had 120 downloads. Even the 800,000th ranked song still had downloads. You can imagine that products before the 5,000th rank form a massive head. However, this curve extends far beyond the 5,000th rank into a long tail. The download counts for songs after the 5,000th rank are in an entirely different magnitude from those in the head. So, can we simply ignore them? The facts tell us otherwise. By calculating the total sales of songs from the 25,000th to the 100,000th rank, we can see that this segment accounts for 1/4 of all downloads. We all know that 25% of sales is not a number to be completely disregarded. On the contrary, this scale is enough to warrant a company's attention. A venture capitalist once said, "The smallest sales give birth to the greatest wealth." Focusing on the long-tail market and aggregating numerous small-volume businesses on the long tail can bring significant profit opportunities to companies. Through this example, we can see that long-tail economics differs from traditional economics. Firstly, traditional economics is about economies of scale. The fewer varieties, the larger the output, and the lower the cost. However, long-tail economics is quite the opposite. It's about economies of scope, where more varieties result in lower costs. This means that within a specific scope, resources are shared, and different varieties don't add extra costs. Take the popular game League of Legends as an example. As of March 2018, the game featured 6 main classes and 73 characters, each with unique characteristics, clothing, skills, and weapon usage. There were also 5 map types and 3 game modes available for players to choose from. The most crucial aspect is that updates are continually happening, with characters periodically added. This richness of choice attracted a vast player base. Each player could freely choose their favorite character. Popular character choices had more players and multiple strategies, making the game relatively easy to play. If players wanted to showcase their individuality, they could choose less popular characters, making them stand out among players. However, the cost increase due to these variations in characters, items, maps, and game modes was almost negligible. Secondly, traditional economics focuses on the head, while long-tail economics concentrates on the tail. Traditional economics always strives to enlarge and strengthen the head. The most famous theory is the 80-20 rule. 80% of revenue comes from 20% of products, yielding 100% of profits. In contrast, long-tail economics aims to extend the length of the tail, essentially overturning the 80-20 rule. Chris Anderson, based on extensive statistical data, found that in long-tail economics, the income distribution of various product types has been entirely reshuffled. Among all products, 2% are blockbusters, accounting for 50% of revenue and 33% of profits. 8% are hits, bringing in 25% of revenue and 33% of profits. The remaining 90% are niche products, yet they also contribute 25% of revenue and 33% of profits. This is the wonder of long-tail economics. Blockbusters are still important, but their proportion has shrunk from 20% in traditional economics to only 2%. Another 8% for hits still holds its place. The most remarkable part is the 90% of niche products, which also achieve substantial income and profits. Why is this so? A great example is Lego, a brand most of us associate with toys we buy for children. In toy stores or e-commerce platforms, there are usually a dozen or so types available, and you select one that suits your child. However, Lego's official online store offers thousands of products. Only a small portion of these products can be sold in retail stores, the remaining 90% are available through Lego's official website. Even though they are niche products, they still generate 10% to 15% of sales because there's no need to share profits with retailers. Therefore, profits from these niche products are much higher than those from bestsellers in retail stores. Additionally, these 90% niche products play a crucial role in maintaining Lego's most loyal consumers, those who are willing to spend more time and effort searching for the Lego toys they desire on the official website. Lego also provides more personalized services to loyal consumers, allowing them to design their images and models, upload them to Lego's system, and receive an exclusive Lego product within a week. Lego also turns some of the outstanding designs into products and sells them to the public, paying royalties. So, that concludes my presentation of the first question, the concept of long-tail economics and its new characteristics. Long-tail economics emphasizes economies of scope, lower costs with more variety, and focuses on both the head and the tail. The traditional 80-20 rule, where 20% of products create 80% of profits, no longer applies in long-tail economics. In long-tail economics, the proportions of blockbusters, hits, and niche products differ in income but not significantly, and their profits are quite similar. Alright, now let's talk about how the long-tail theory operates through 3 key stages: production, dissemination, and information acquisition. The first stage where the long-tail theory comes into play is in production. This is primarily evident in the increasing accessibility of tools required for producing goods. What used to be the domain of professionals can now be accomplished by hobbyists. For example, in the past, when we wanted to showcase a story through video, it often required a dedicated film company with roles like screenwriters, directors, actors, camera persons, costume designers, makeup artists, prop managers, and post-production work such as recording and editing. Each role was indispensable. However, today, the tools for shooting video are in the hands of everyone through their smartphones. With a creative idea, anyone can create an engaging short video using their phone. Consequently, short videos have become a global phenomenon. Smartphones have become the primary tool for internet access. Everyone has a smartphone, and everyone can become a videographer, publishing videos. The distinction between consumers and producers has blurred. What used to be exclusive to the head of the market, like feature films, has now extended into a long tail, thanks to the countless short videos contributed by amateur enthusiasts. Next, the long-tail theory also operates in the dissemination stage. The widespread availability of dissemination tools reduces the costs associated with spreading content and increases sales. A vast number of films are produced, some without clear distribution channels. However, on the internet, this is hardly a problem. All films can be treated as data and stored on streaming platforms. Classic films, even decades old, continue to generate substantial viewership, such as Braveheart or The Shawshank Redemption. These films are no longer available in theaters but can be accessed anytime on internet streaming platforms. The popularity of short videos is also linked to dissemination platforms. Uploading short videos to these platforms doesn't require any cost. As a result, popular videos can garner millions of views, creating a pattern where people watch videos, emulate the content, upload their own videos, and have others watch and comment on them. This pattern allows creative and entertaining videos to spread like viruses, quickly becoming hot topics of discussion. Both film streaming platforms and short video platforms only require servers capable of handling large amounts of data. The more data stored, the lower the cost. The third stage where the long-tail theory comes into play is in information acquisition. Continuously improving information search tools enable people to quickly find products that suit their needs, and this is crucial for the rise of the long-tail market. On one hand, consumers often face the challenge of sifting through massive amounts of information and struggle to make choices. In such situations, consumers need reliable recommendations that can fulfill their needs. On the other hand, it's exceedingly difficult for the vast amount of information in the long-tail market to stand out. People often naturally associate high sales with high quality, and inversely, low sales with inferior quality. Does the long tail indeed contain a lot of junk? That's true to some extent, but there are also hidden gems within the long tail. So, how do you filter out these gems from the long tail? This is where information filters come into play. Information filters connect supply and demand by utilizing consumer emotions. For example, after watching a movie, viewers go to specialized movie platforms to share their thoughts and rate the film. If a considerable number of people rate a film, it can form a relatively objective evaluation. Highly rated films are worth recommending, while poorly rated ones are not worth watching. Such evaluations allow viewers to find the movies they want to watch through the reviews and ratings of those who have already seen them. Similarly, when someone wants to watch a specific movie, they may check the platform for its rating. Filters aren't limited to platform-based evaluations, they've been applied to every piece of information encountered while browsing the internet. If you prefer information related to internet technology, each time you click on such news, like, and possibly comment on it, the system records your preferences and recommends more technology-related news to you. In the recommendation mechanism, what each person sees can be different. For consumers, what they see on popular websites may no longer be traditional bestsellers but rather a result constantly adjusted by filters and consumer interactions, a personalized customization for each consumer. In conclusion, the long-tail economy blends the entire consumer market, combining the head and the tail, institutions and individuals, and professionals and amateurs. If we want to understand popular trends, the head still provides the most authoritative information. However, if we want to explore broader domains, the tail offers the freedom of choice that concludes the second question I introduced. Now, let's delve into how the long-tail theory is applied to marketing in the market. In other words, how does it succeed in selling niche products that were once hard to move? In the past, people used to rely on television advertisements to see a product and then make a purchase. However, this changed dramatically in the era of mobile internet. On one hand, the time people spend on their smartphones has far exceeded the time spent reading newspapers or watching TV. On the other hand, when people use their phones, they often obtain news through platforms like Facebook and Twitter, rather than visiting traditional news portals. This shift in information consumption habits has led to a situation where everyone has different channels for acquiring information. This poses a challenge for advertisers because it's increasingly challenging for them to achieve sales conversions through intensive advertising on television or traditional news websites. Another impact of the mobile internet is that every consumer can now be considered part of the long tail. The market has become increasingly segmented, and marketing tactics can only be applied to very small potential consumer groups. This has led to the demand for what we commonly refer to as precision marketing. However, what's even worse for advertisers is that even with such targeted and fragmented marketing tactics, there are fewer consumers who are receptive to them. People are more inclined to trust recommendations from peers and prefer to purchase products that others have bought and found effective. Word-of-mouth marketing has become a unique form of marketing in the internet age. Hence, it's common to see when shopping on e-commerce platforms that people carefully examine product reviews and photos from those who have purchased the item. Feedback and reviews from consumers have become a decisive factor in consumer purchases. Platforms actively offer review services, and businesses make efforts to eliminate negative reviews. In the long-tail era of marketing, word of mouth determines everything. An advertising agency for a company called Zoefulon, a fictional name, has effectively leveraged word-of-mouth marketing to win the favor of long-tail consumers. Zoefulon was about to launch a brand new SUV, and its advertising agency organized a competition online to see who could create the most creative car ad. Zoefulon provided only basic scene materials, such as vehicles without pedestrians, scenic backgrounds, or rugged mountain roads. The rest was left to the participants' creativity. This competition lasted for a month and attracted over 30,000 participants, resulting in a wide variety of submissions. Some ads highlighted many advantages of Zoefulon's SUV, such as its adjustable seats and enhanced power doors. Others tackled global warming, exhaust emissions, and environmental pollution issues, which SUVs can hardly avoid. Some ads listed all the drawbacks of the SUV, portraying it as worthless. Did this situation make the advertising agency regret running such a campaign, given that they couldn't control the direction of public opinion? On the contrary, they didn't try to stop any creative ads or control seemingly extreme opinions. They simply let the general manager of Zoefulon write a blog post stating that they could use the SUV as pure fuel, significantly reducing fuel consumption. On the day they announced the winning creative ad, the contest website attracted 630,000 visitors, and Zoefulon's SUV became a hot topic. Eventually, it became the best-selling SUV in its category, with a market share of over 30%. In Zoefulon's SUV marketing case, their advertising agency did two things right. First, they identified who influenced consumer buying behavior and used a unique approach to expand that influence. Creating creative ad videos was just a gimmick. What they truly wanted was to draw people's attention to Zoefulon's SUV, spark discussions, and make potential consumers on the long tail more aware of the SUV's pros and cons. Second, they didn't attempt to control the direction of public opinion but let the facts speak for themselves. Consumers interested in buying Zoefulon's SUV had their expectations regarding fuel consumption. What they didn't know were some of the SUV's unique features. Various creative ads provided a more comprehensive understanding of the SUV's advantages, eventually motivating consumers to make the purchase. Even word-of-mouth marketing has evolved into a unique opinion market via the internet. Now, if you want to learn about any product, you just need to enter the product name in the search bar, and you'll find numerous reviews and experiences related to that product. This is no longer just a market for products, it's become a market for opinions. It connects product sellers, marketers, and consumers. This is the characteristic of marketing in the long-tail era. It brings forth authentic and trustworthy opinions from grassroots consumers and relies on bottom-up word of mouth. That's the third question I've interpreted for you, the marketing approach of the long-tail theory. It's about creating a product's reputation through user experiences and reviews. Word of mouth determines a product's sales. Here we are, and that concludes this book's introduction. Let's recap our journey together. We've discussed 3 questions. 1. The concept and characteristics of the long-tail theory. 2. How the long tail theory operates. 3. How the long tail theory is applied in the marketing market. In simple terms, traditional economics focuses on the market's head, while the long tail economy focuses on the market's tail. The long tail economy, through the widespread use of production and distribution tools, as well as the continuous optimization of search and recommendations, has created a market landscape entirely different from traditional economics. It exudes a sense of mass innovation and vitality. In the internet age, the long tail theory has changed the way marketing is done. Word of mouth is paramount, and winning word of mouth is the key to winning consumers. Although this book was written a decade ago, its ideas still have significant relevance to today's internet economy. Under today's internet model, in any product market, emphasizing the long tail and seizing the long tail could potentially trigger the explosion of a new product or even an industry change. It paves the way for greater personalization and differentiation. What does the future hold for the long tail market? The author envisions a fascinating scenario. He imagines a future where everything is aggregated on the internet and stored as bytes. People search online for the products they want to buy, pay a user fee, and then use 3D printers to produce those products at home. These 3D printers won't be limited to plastics, they'll also work with materials like metal and synthetic fibers. In this way, people can manufacture toys, small tools, and clothing in their own homes. Perhaps, in a few years, we won't need traditional goods or supermarkets anymore, every household will become a small production factory. So, this book on the long tail theory concludes here. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you all for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let's combine wisdom and practice to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.